Hey, what's up, guys? So welcome to Plantar Fasciitis Day. Except, you know what? It's so much more than just plantar fasciitis. How about we put this down so I don't walk around and give you guys some kind of ocular migraine because I'm bouncing around all over the place. I know you guys keep telling me to get a stand about that has some kind of stability in it for my phone so I don't do this the entire time. Working on it. So the first thing I want to talk about is plantar fasciitis. It's not a foot problem. It's a hip problem. And I'll say it again. Plantar fasciitis is not a foot problem. It's a hip problem. And it's an activation problem, and it's a loss of an arch. So you lose the arch. Plantar fascia gets all loaded up. Your arch collapses because your hip internally rotates because you lose external rotation of the hip. As that hip rolls in, the knee collapses into that valgus position, and you flatten out the arch, and then you beat the crap out of the foot, and you have no... See, arches are designed after birth. You're not born with an arch. Arches get created based on movement, and we get lazy as humans, and we start to walk around. So here's the deal. You want to... This is the really cool part. You want to increase your glute activation? Fix your arch. Fix your foot. And you're going to find you can activate your glute a lot more, drive tons more horsepower into the ground just by fixing how you stand. If you don't have a stable base, everything you do from the foot up is completely academic. It doesn't matter. It's completely useless because you're spilling horsepower out every joint all the way up. So if you're doing a snatch, imagine that. You drop into the bottom of a snatch and then you stand up, but you can't manage the foot properly, 26 bones in the foot. You can't manage the way the foot torques into the ground because your hips aren't working properly. Doesn't matter what you do. You're not going to lift giant weights. You know what? And I have a friend of mine, Josh Phillips. He lifts a ton of weight. Guy can move all kinds of weight. You know why? Because he's smooth with his movements. So here's the deal. He's a lot more smooth than I am. These guys are really good. You look at guys like Froning or even Wes Kitts. That's a great example. Wes, Dylan, all these guys over at Cal, they move really well because they organize their feet. So I'm going to show you how to organize your foot, organize your hip. We're going to unglue the hip, and then I'm going to give you a really funky drill. You're going to look at it and go, I don't know about that, SmashweRx, but trust me, you know what? I'm not going to give you anything wrong, but I'm going to give you stuff that works. And I'm going to show you how to engage the foot, force the arch, externally rotate the knee, activate that hip while retraining that nervous system. Because the problem is, all day long, our feet are collapsing in. So we load up that fascia, the arch collapses, and then we wind up getting all kinds of inflammation. Then we get that heel spur, then they go in, they start doing surgery, and next thing you know, you're never the same. And they try and sell you some really funky orthotics for thousands of dollars and say you need cortisone shots for the rest of your life. That's not the problem. So I'm going to show you what to do. This is really, really trick. I'm glad you guys are here today. You like that I said that? Because you don't have a choice. You're watching my video. So here's the deal. First things first, we want to unload some of the tissue. So we want to clean up the meat on the bottom of the foot. So yeah, we need to spill away and peel away. I'm moving my my J-hook right here. So we want to peel away some of that that tissue that's just all glued down. So we're just going to use this is a tennis ball. You can use pretty much anything you want. I'm going to take off my shoes. These are outdoor work shoes. Check this out. That's an old set of nanos, and they're still going. Not too bad, Reebok. Not too bad. So we take the ball, and you guys have seen this before. We're going to be using this dumbbell, trust me. So we take the ball. What you want to do is you want to get all the way, let's take the sock off so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you want to get right into the bottom of the heel, work your way all the way down to the ball of the foot. So really grind away. The trick with this is, and I said this to one of the fighters over at CSA, Jenna, you want to flare out the toes. Oh man, that makes your toes dirty getting on this stuff. So you want to flare out the toes to engage and load up that fascia so you can recruit more and really grind away on it, because otherwise you're going to wind up defaulting. Watch, you're going to default into this, and this doesn't hurt nearly as much. Yeah, it's supposed to hurt a little bit versus this. So you want to flare your foot, and I do this kneeling because it's easier. So flare your toes, ball is underneath the heel, and then just really saw back and forth like, holy crap, that's awful. That's actually giving me the sweats already. Work your way all the way back and forth, all the way down that longitudinal arch. And then the other one you're going to do is there's a transverse arch. Flare the toes again and smear back and forth. Really peel that tissue away. You can see I'm chasing the ball around just because it wants to roll away. But really work on that. That's how you peel away the meat. That's number one. I'm going to leave one sock on and one sock off. Now that looks weird. Let's just take it both off. So that's number one. Number two is we want to clean up the hip. So by cleaning up the hip, I mean we're going to take a band and we're going to recover that external rotation. So we load up the band, Let's do this. I'm gonna speed this video up so you guys don't have to listen to me drone on forever. So here's the deal. We want to take the band. The band is from back here. You're going to take the foot, bring it out front. Trailing leg doesn't have to rest on a vest back there, but we're going to take the foot. Here's the critical part. The band is pulling about 30 degrees back. That's what I want. I don't want it straight back. I don't want it straight out to the side. About 30 degrees back. Load up the band a lot. Then take the foot, roll it out. So you can see what happens is the knee rolls out, get on that foot, and then just hunt around. And when you find that spot, like right there, you're gonna find that spot where it's really high in the hip. Now take your hip and shove it out. And you're gonna push against all that resistance and let the band do the work, and then just find that spot, camp out for how long? 2 minutes. That's number 2. Now comes the fun stuff. So what we do, you saw I had a dumbbell here. This is really tricky. We're gonna take the band that's low, and I want you to hook your big toe into it. Let's see if we can do this. We'll get a better camera stand. I tell you, I'm just gonna switch it to the other garage. How's that sound? So we go like this. Get the barbell out of the way. Get the J-hook out of the way. You can see. All right. So what we want to do is we want to hook the toe. So I'm hooking my toe into this band. So you can see. How about I do this? I know I'm all over the place in this video. So look down. I'm hooking my toe. So if I let go, there it goes. So I want to take the band. I'm going to load this up really well. So I'm hooking the toe into the band. So that's important. We'll see if we can do this and manage all this. Sorry, I need an assistant. Who wants a job? Who wants to come and be my camera guy, girl, whatever, and take film nonstop? So we'll do this. Don't worry, I'll include all this. There we go. So we hook into, so you can see I'm here. So I'm gonna hook, okay, I'm shit with camera today. Let's go like this, a little bit more over. There. We're gonna need the dumbbell, and here's why. So I'm gonna load into the band with my big toe. So I'm hooking the band like I showed you. Then I'm gonna take the dumbbell. So what you wanna do is I'm hooked on the band. You wanna externally rotate. So this is important. You can't keep this band here, like you're basically taking your big toe and hooking it into the ground. That's the important part. So you're squeezing and clawing into the ground. Now take your knee and turn it out. So you can see what I did. Watch what I did. I torque my knees out. That's how you want to do it. So hook the band, torque the knees out, then take the dumbbell in that torqued out position. This is where you're retraining your brain. And you're just going to drive the dumbbell straight up overhead while you're forcing glute recruitment and that arch. The reason you're doing that is you're reinforcing that motor pattern so you can stay like that all day. All right, that's number 3. And number 4 is fixing those glutes so they actually activate the way they're supposed to in external rotation. Take the band, knee height on the rig, on the outside knee, toes forward. We're gonna push the band out, and then we're just gonna drop into the squat. So all the way down, and then come all the way back up when you get to the top squeeze. So drop down, torquing out, all the way back up. You wanna really make this complicated and fun? Hook the band into the toe while you're doing this. 3 sets of 10, call it a day. You want to get rid of plantar fasciitis? Do all that and fix your hips all at the same time. Hey, listen, I'm Trev, SmashweRx, hanging out in the garage. I'll check you guys out tomorrow.